Well, this is the view from my campsite at Milang, Lake Alexandrina. Beautiful. Pelicans out there. There's my tent. The weather's been perfect so far. Apart from the mornings, they're starting to get a little bit cold. I was totally rugged up and in my sleeping bag last night, but it's the middle of May, so what do you expect? And there's the reception area down there with all the birds and snakes. With Betty, who runs the place. She's quite a character. Well, I came across this old building and it's got some very interesting machinery. I don't know if any of it's actual running at the moment. An old jalopy. A few old tractors. I think farmers don't ever like to throw away their old tractors. There's some interesting buggies and things in there. There's an interesting assortment of old wrecks. There's Monaro there. There's a Blues Brothers car. Well, I'm in dairy country. There's some baby calves. And there's a whole pile of poo. Nice mural. And there's all the milk being transported. Well, I'm 5 kilometres from Wellington. This place is a bit like the Nullarbor Plain. And here's a guy that wasn't cunning enough. Such a beautiful creature. Shame they're a pest. Well, I made it to Wellington Hotel on the Murray River. Great little spot here. Just having some wedges and a beer. Watching the car ferries go across the river. Very cruisy. Well, I sure got a pretty crappy road to go on. Sandy and rocky and corrugated and now sandy again. You just can't tell on maps how bad they are. It looks like there's a bit more pushing to go too. Oh well, it's a nice and cool day, so I should be alright. Got some water too. Here's the vista of the Murray River. I'm heading north to Manham. A little bit of irrigation in fields. There's Murray Bridge back there. It's a little bit rougher than I'm used to. Well, the sun's down and I'm at Manham on the Murray River. Here's a few houseboats just sitting here moored. And the river's very tranquil tonight. Now there's a real renovator's delight. And I'm heading to Anguston, but I've got to go up a few big hills. Well, here's my wild camp for the night. Not a bad spot. Safely hidden away. There's all the people on the other side of the river who paid for their accommodation. Usually they rip you off at Big Four and charge you about 50 bucks, even if you've only just got a tent and one person. And they charge you for power sometimes when you don't want power, so much cheaper here. Here's the scene. And here's the renovator's dream. Might have a slight problem with rising damp, I'd say. Well, that was a great sustained downhill. And the farmers at the moment are having to dry seed, so that's where the dust is coming from, because it hasn't rained enough. And the town I'm heading to is just down there. You can just see the silos. Tali. Well, this is what the ride's mostly like along the Mawson Trail, just leaving Nuriukta. So far the gravel's been pretty good, but it could get worse, I think. But at least I'm avoiding all the busy traffic on the main highways. Okay, the track's getting a bit rough now. Still, it's all fun. I've made it to Kapunda, which is quite an interesting little town. A lot of nice old buildings. Here I am in Riverton. Quite a nice little town. Got a few nice old character buildings. Love the lacework on this pub.